Imagine a world ruled by giants, a planet teeming with life so incredible it seems like a fantasy. For over 170 million years, this was reality. This was the age of dinosaurs. Our story begins in the Triassic period about 240 million years ago. Earth looked very different then. All the continents were fused into one supercontinent called Pangaea. It was on this vast landmass that the first dinosaurs emerged. They were initially small, nimble creatures, competing with a host of other strange reptiles, but they held the seeds of greatness. As we move into the Jurassic period from about 200 million years ago, the dinosaurs truly began their reign. Pangaea started to break apart, creating new environments and new opportunities. This is the era of legends: the long-necked Brachiosaurus, the armored Stegosaurus, and the swift Allosaurus. Dinosaurs weren't just surviving anymore, they were thriving, becoming the undisputed masters of the land. Then came the Cretaceous period, the final and most spectacular chapter in the dinosaurs saga. The world was warmer, sea levels were higher, and life was incredibly diverse. This period gave us the most iconic dinosaurs of all. The mighty Tyrannosaurus rex, a predator so fearsome its name literally means tyrant lizard king. And on the other end of the scale, the colossal Argentinosaurus, a herbivore so massive it would have made the ground tremble with every step. From the skies filled with pterosaurs to the oceans patrolled by mosasaurs, the world belonged to these magnificent reptiles. For tens of millions of years, they diversified into countless shapes and sizes, adapting to every corner of the globe. It seemed like their empire would last forever. But high above them, in the silent cold of space, a clock was ticking. An ancient traveler was on a collision course with Earth, and its arrival would change the course of life itself forever. What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? The world was about to find out. It happened 66 million years ago. An asteroid, somewhere between 10 and 15 kilometers wide, that larger than Mount Everest, was hurtling through space. It slammed into our planet at an almost unimaginable speed, roughly 30 kilometers per second. The impact site, a shallow sea that would one day become the Yucatán Peninsula in Mexico. The energy released was more than 1 billion times that of the atomic bombs used in World War II. The immediate effects were apocalyptic. a blinding flash of heat, a thermal pulse that incinerated everything for hundreds, maybe thousands of kilometers in an instant. The impact generated colossal tsunamis, hundreds of meters high, that washed across coastlines around the globe. It triggered massive earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, and sent red-hot debris raining back down, igniting continent-spanning wildfires. But the worst was yet to come. The impact vaporized rock and kicked up an enormous cloud of dust, soot and sulfur into the atmosphere. This dense cloud enveloped the entire planet, blocking out the sun. Earth was plunged into a prolonged, chilling darkness, a nuclear winter that may have lasted for years. Temperatures plummeted. Without sunlight, photosynthesis ground to a halt. Plants died, and the entire food chain on land and in the oceans began to collapse from the bottom up. After the dust finally settled, a new crisis emerged. The impact had released immense quantities of carbon dioxide from the vaporized carbonate rocks into the atmosphere. The planet swung from a deep freeze to a runaway greenhouse effect, with global temperatures soaring. This 1-2 punch of impact, winter, and then intense warming was too much for most life to bear. In the end, over 75% of all species on Earth were wiped out. All the dinosaurs, except for one specific lineage, were gone. Their 174 million year reign was over, not with a slow decline, but in a geologic blink of an eye. But extinction is not just an end, it's also a beginning. With the giant reptiles gone, the world was suddenly quiet. The niches they once occupied were now empty. And in the shadows, small furry creatures that had lived at the feet of the dinosaurs for millions of years saw their chance. This was the dawn of the age of mammals. In the post-apocalyptic world of the Paleogene period, mammals underwent an explosive diversification. They grew larger, smarter, and adapted to fill every available role. Some returned to the seas, becoming the ancestors of whales and dolphins. Others took to the trees, and it's in those branches that our own story begins. Among these tree-dwelling mammals were the early primates. Over millions of years of evolution, they developed larger brains, forward-facing eyes for depth perception, and grasping hands. Eventually, one lineage descended from the trees, learned to walk upright, and began to master its environment in a way no creature had before. These were our ancestors, leading step by painful step to the emergence of Homo sapiens, modern humans. And what of the dinosaurs? Well, not all of them vanished. That one lineage that survived the apocalypse. They were the feathered flying dinosaurs. We see their descendants every day. We call them birds. The event that wiped out the dinosaurs is known as the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction, or the fifth mass extinction. But here's a sobering thought. Scientists believe we are now living through the sixth mass extinction, sometimes called the Holocene or Anthropocene extinction. This time, the cause isn't an asteroid from space, it's us. Through habitat destruction, pollution, climate change, and overconsumption, human activity is driving species to extinction at a rate not seen in 66 million years. Let's put our own existence into perspective. The non-avian dinosaurs ruled the Earth for about 174 million years. Modern humans, Homo sapiens, have been around for a mere 300,000 years. If the entire history of Earth were a 24-hour clock, the dinosaurs' reign would last for over an hour, while human history would be just a few seconds before midnight. The asteroid was a random cosmic event, a stroke of terrible luck for the dinosaurs, but incredible luck for our mammalian ancestors. We are here today because they died. Now we are the dominant species on the planet, possessing a global intelligence and power that no T-Rex could have ever imagined. But we are also the asteroid of our own time. The question is, can we be the first species to recognize the damage we're doing and choose a different path? Can we use our intelligence to ensure our survival and the survival of the countless other species we share this planet with? The dinosaurs didn't have a choice. We do. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey through deep time. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more explorations into our incredible world. Let me know in the comments. Do you think humanity has what it takes to outlast the dinosaurs? See you next time.